So whether you're trying to learn a whole new language from scratch or trying to master up an already acquired language to a certain point and improve your proficiency level in it, I'm positive that you have made even one of the mistakes that I'm going to mention in today's video, and they have been the reason stopping you to achieve fluency in the languages that you're trying to learn. So stick, because by the end of this video I'm going to give you my tip and insights to how I learned the languages that I'm fluent in, and what is the key to actually successful language learning journey. Hello guys, and welcome to my new video. In today's video I'll be talking about language learning process once again, and in today's video I'll be specifically focusing on the mistakes that we make while we learn languages. And the first one, we're going to straightforward start with the first mistake that I think that probably everybody does, and that is not setting realistic goals. Now, what I mean by not setting realistic goals is that you either overwhelm yourself or maybe not even have any goals to achieve, so you don't have any motivation whatsoever to learn the language. For me personally, I think that probably, even not personally, but from my experience, I think that it's best to have kind of like monthly or weekly achievements kind of goals, which if you achieve, which can be like simple tasks, even like learn 10 new words a week or learn 10 new words and use them in a sentence for that whole month as a whole goal just for that month, or master a certain grammar structure. I think that by the end of the month, if you have achieved this, and it's not very difficult to achieve this, like learning 10 new words, you can even use Google Translate to write down 10 new words and then memorize them through various activities. And after that, you're going to have some kind of motivation and something that's going to push you to go more and straight to the next month, rather than actually forgetting about all of these. For me, my personal motivation is probably using an application, an app. I'm using this app right here for language learning, and I think that probably keeping and maintaining my streak on this app is kind of like a motivation. And when I remember that I have to actually do my work or do my lesson on this app, I also open up and have a quick reading session in the languages that I learn, or listening if I prefer to do that sometimes. Second mistake that people make while learning languages, and that's not immersing enough in the language or not being exposed enough to the language, actually means I think that it's not very easy to do unless you are learning English. English being the most widely spoken language, I think it's everywhere. The whole internet is in English, and every application, everything literally on our technologies in English basically. So somehow we are exposed to this language as opposed to Portuguese or maybe German, French. Not a lot of things are in these languages, and a lot of times you have to actually find dubbed versions or movies and TV shows made in this country. But I would actually recommend putting your phone settings and phone like the system language to the language that you're trying to learn. That has personally helped me a lot. Next mistake that we're also guilty of is to relying too much on translation. Now, what I mean by relying too much on translation is that we actually kind of translate the sentences in our brains, and this is not actually a very good thing, because when we're trying to get to a fluent level, we're already supposed to be thinking in this language and having thoughts naturally come up in this language. So what happens to me, even though English is not my native language, sometimes when I'm writing in my native language, which is Macedonian, I sometimes have this kind of flow of thoughts and sentences to write in English, and I have to translate them from English into Macedonian. So that's a sign that I am actually thinking in English as well, and I have kind of different way of thinking. And I think that learning a new language or speaking a new language gives you a whole new identity, because I think that with language, with certain languages, you have certain kinds of way that you actually express yourself. The next one is an obvious mistake, and that is not learning the grammar basis or skipping them entirely. So I've met a lot of people who were trying to learn languages mainly through listening and watching videos, and not actually focusing on grammar learning. But even though this is also effective, I think that there is probably another problem, another issue that may occur here, and that's not knowing how to properly structure the sentence and how to actually form the sentence, because you don't know the grammar structure, so you don't know how to properly form a sentence. You also don't know how to speak properly. You can understand the language but don't know how to speak. I think lastly, the biggest mistake that everybody is guilty of, including me, is fear of mistakes. So when we actually have mistakes, we kind of think that we're not good enough and will never achieve this fluency, and it just disappoints us, demotivates us. And I think that instead of focusing on these mistakes, you can actually, on the contrary, like to have you should actually think of mistakes as a positive thing. Having mistakes is kind of like a blessing, because you can get to learn from them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching today's video. Once again, probably it's going to be quite long, but thank you very much for watching it entirely. If you did, it would mean to me a lot if you actually subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you very much. Comment down below if I was of any help today, and see you in one of my next videos. Goodbye.